think of one child that is important to you. It could be your son, perhaps your daughter, maybe even your neighbor. Now imagine that child not having a proper breakfast, going to school, coming back from school, and going to bed hungry. What I also realized is that there is guilt involved in acknowledging that that child is hungry. And approximately 100 children in McLean County in Illinois are facing these similar situations on a day-to-day basis. And when I heard this fact, it left me unsettled, and I felt that it wasn't just enough to feel pity about the situation, but something had to be done. Hunger in our communities is still a prevailing issue that needs to be taken very seriously. In 2016, when I was in 7th grade, I saw a video about a lady named Jessica McClard who started the concept called the Little Free Pantry in her neighborhood, and it made a difference to hungry people around her. After seeing this video, I too wanted to start the Little Free Pantry in our own town, as it was such a powerful cause. It was open 24/7 and was quite accessible. According to Strong Towns, there is no official database of how many Little Free Pantries there are, as they have gone by many different names in many different countries. But there are an estimated of 500 to 1,000 pantries worldwide. But how is the Little Free Pantry that we started here in Bloomington, Illinois, different from those everywhere else? Those pantries are managed and stocked by its community members who come forward to help, and the people around that area. But the pantry that we started here in Bloomington, Illinois, is completely run and organized by students from 1st grade to college. We have over 50 volunteers who all take turns and coordinate with each other to stock the pantry on alternate days. It's a complete student force. Now, when we started with 8 people, the time came where we needed to execute the project, but we did not have enough funds. We needed about $500 to start the pantry and get it going, so we decided to have a garage sale and a bake sale, and the community came forward and helped us. Even the local fire department drove by, heard of our cause, and decided to buy all of our cookies. But now you might be asking, how do these students from 1st grade to college manage? Initially, we met at the park to discuss days in which each volunteer would take turns to fill the pantry. But as we talked to the students in our schools and our friends about the Little Free Pantry and the project that we were involved in, the numbers grew. More people wanted to be involved, so we realized that we had to get better at organizing. We decided that our best solution would be to download an app called WhatsApp, where we would list dates and volunteers would put their name next to a date to indicate that they would fill it then. This system started working out very smoothly, and after each volunteer has taken their turn to fill the pantry, they send a picture to us and we put it on our Facebook page, letting the community know that it is stocked, ready to go, and not only does this build an awareness, but this motivates new volunteers to join our Little Free Pantry team. Initially, when we started, some of our challenges were, where do we find the location? The possibility of vandalism. Would the pantry even be used, and would we include items other than food? With regard to the location, finding the location was the biggest stumbling block. It was to be located close to where there's a need, and it had to be on a private property. So one day, I met with the mayor and introduced my idea to him. He recommended me to reach out to a lady named Karen Schmidt, and things took off from there. I eventually met with Normal City Council member Scott Preston, who let us use one of his properties as the location where we would have the Little Free Pantry. If you have seen any other Little Free Pantries, they're usually wooden boxes where these volunteers help stock it. But our Little Free Pantry decided that we would use auctioned off newspaper stands as the place where we would have the food. We decided that we wanted to invest the money on the food that goes inside the pantry rather than buying a completely new box. Finding the location and reaching out to people was difficult indeed, as we are not a registered 501c3. But the process helped me learn a lot of things, from learning how to talk to people to understanding how to work with them. So when some individuals expressed concern over vandalism, we were not deterred by those fears and established it anyway. We spoke with the neighbors, and initially we went to the pantry almost every single day to monitor if it was actually being vandalized. And after about 2 or 3 months, we were pretty sure that the pantry was not going to be mistreated. The community was using the pantry rather than abusing it. And in the last 2 years, we have never seen the pantry being vandalized. But would people even use the pantry? How would they use it if they did not even know about it? We needed to create an awareness about the pantry. So at the time, we set up a Facebook page and let people know about it. We would hand out flyers and inform people that they were more than welcome to use the pantry, not only so that it would benefit them, but we wouldn't have surplus amounts of food. And after building a strong relationship with the neighbors surrounding the pantry, we regularly asked them about the activity around the area and how many people come on a day-to-day basis. On average, 3 to 4 people come every day, and sometimes even with their families. While some of the other pantries have similar concepts where they also include toiletries and hygiene products, our team made a conscious decision to not include any items besides food. We started the Little Free Pantry in hopes to address hunger in our communities, so we decided to solely focus on that. Not only was this our case, but if we had toiletries and hygiene products, it would increase our chance of vandalism. We also decided that we would only accept non-perishable food items as donation and not to accept any cash. We didn't want to have any cash flow on the system, and we wanted to focus on food distribution rather than money management. And as most of us are under 16, our parents helped transport us there to the location. Now, after 2 years, we are still running and expanding as we are making plans to start in additional locations around town and to make the existing pantry bigger. We have student-run meetings often where we think about ways in which we can talk to the schools that we go to in different places around town to have a food drive during months where we run low, especially wintertime. Not only this, but we also have individuals in our communities as well as organizations that reach out to our Facebook page if they need help in any way possible. And our Little Free Pantry volunteers are motivated to conduct multiple other projects. For example, book drives to give to the children in our neighborhoods who need it, to art sales to give in those in natural disasters around the world. Starting and running the Little Free Pantry has taught me many lessons, ranging from overcoming obstacles to meeting goals and deadlines, and learning how to work with a team. Our motto with the pantry is, take what you need and leave what you can. When you're in a point of life where something is needed, take whatever is needed. But when you're finally back up on your feet and capable of helping the people around you, help whoever who can. The cycle must continue. I'm very excited and proud to be a part of the Little Free Pantry team. It is very satisfying for all of us volunteers to know that we are helping at least somebody eat each day. When looking at the bigger picture of hunger, you see world hunger that still exists today after so many initiatives worldwide. It seems daunting. But when each of us think about ways in which we can help the community around us, action can be taken. It seems realistic to execute actions that help the people around us. So if people of all and similar concepts apply these Little Free Pantry ideas, we can ensure everyone in that area is fed properly. This does not need to be a huge financial support or effort, but a system where you can constantly rely on to get food 24/7 can reduce the chances of hunger. Mother Teresa once said, if you cannot feed 100 people, just feed one. And that is the concept that we are trying to apply here. The Little Free Pantry is by no means a permanent solution to eradicate world hunger, but it is one step to make the seemingly daunting task of hunger in our communities better for those around us. So think about that one kid you know, with no food and stomachs constantly grumbling. That itself is so difficult to think about. There are millions upon millions of children and people who are facing these situations on a day-to-day basis. They're unimaginable. So think about what you can do in your own communities, whether it's starting a similar Little Free Pantry in your area, or it's educating the people around you, your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors, about the people in our own town who could potentially need help. We cannot expect to build a house by dropping bricks and cement and expecting something to happen. But we must lay the bricks one by one so that the bricks around and on top can lay upon. Brick by brick, layer by layer of cement, you can build a house. And I would like to leave you with one quote to ponder about. Nelson Mandela once said, "We can change the world and make it a better place, but it is in your hands to make a difference." Thank you.